Hey there, I'm Derek Ritter from ritterkrieg.com, and today I want to talk about storage systems. Not so much how to store them, but how to label them once you're done storing them. So we're going to look at what I use as a label maker and the process I go through to get your storage container all set up and labeled. Thanks for watching. So here are two common ways of storing counters. So here's my old way of doing it for my ASL stuff. I don't do that anymore, is with Racos, and these are 3701s, and they're a little bit more shallow than the other tackle boxes. They have 34 separate compartments where you can take these out to make bigger compartments, but it does hold. So what we're talking about now is the labels. So as you see, I put, this is for Operation Dauntless. I put the unit symbols, a silhouette of the vehicle, and then what's inside of it. So it looks pretty neat. So we have for the SS, for the 12th SS, I used white on black. For the Panzerlehr, I used black on blue, and then for the 21st Panzer Division, I used black on silver. So, and that's because the counters were kind of silverish, so kind of light gray as opposed to Panzerlehr, which had the dark gray. So, all right, so I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And then for my ASL stuff, I'm using Racos. So these are made in England. Wonderful, very expensive. But here we have some Waffen SS. Use the white on black labels for that, and then the black on blue for the Germans. I tried to use the same color as the unit counters. So, all right. So let's examine the process of how to make the labels now. Okay, so I'm going to do two examples. One, just generic games that you want, so that you want to make labels for. So let's open up a Google page. Okay, so what we're going to be using here is Google or another browser just to pull up images, and then we're going to be using our P-Touch editor software, and that comes with the Brother P-Touch machine. I will show you what that looks like right here. There's the machine. I'll get you a model number in a second. Okay, so we're here, and so let's say I want to make a label for a Sherman Tank Company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Sherman silhouette. That'll get me. It doesn't have to be a silhouette, but everything's pixelated, so go to images, and then, oh, here's a bunch of nice ones. Ooh, there's a Panzer IV, King Tiger. All right, so I'll find one right here, and I like that. So we got a Cromwell at the bottom, we got a Sherman at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to open up Photoshop. Oh, there's a little sniper card I'm working on. Surprise you with that by Oktoberfest, hopefully. Then I'll go to New. Resolution does not have to be high because everything's going to be pixelated anyway. Paste it in there. And then we're going to crop it around just the Sherman. Okay, good. Now I'm going to drag this. I'm going to drag this into my P-Touch editor software. So I'm just going to pull it down, go right down to here, and then I'm going to put it over here somewhere. Okay, well, it placed it there automatically. So let's move it over just so I can clear this stuff out. So here's a bunch of stuff I was using for Operation Dauntless. Okay, then I can plop my little Sherman tank in there, and then I can write some text in. You can change the font, you can do whatever you want, and so we're going to go just call it Sherman Company. Okay, then we can move it around and center it and stuff. this a bit longer. There you go. Okay. Then let's get this flamethrower out of the way so it doesn't print too. And then we hit print. And we're going to see, and there it goes, it's printing. It's really that simple. There you go. The last thing I was doing were some SS, so I just had in there default white on black. So there's our little label. So now you just peel it and you stick it. All right. So now we're going to work. So that's how you just make for whatever game you want. Make it as imaginative as you want, and just any pictures you want. I did one with my Germans for my German tank leaders. I put a little picture of Michael Whitman. You know. So anyway, whatever you feel like. So now let's do the squad leader. And the squad leader is a little more challenging because there's just hundreds and hundreds of different types of counters. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open up Vassal, and I'm going to borrow some images from Vassal. So let's say I want to do my informationals. So what I'll do is I'll take let's say I want to do first fire. I'll take first fire. I'll plop it down over here, and then I'll zoom in, and where'd you go? Let's just do another one. All right, so there we have first fire. So then maybe I want a prep fire as well. So I'll do a prep fire too. All right. So now what I'm going to do is and there might be an easier way of doing this, but this is the only way I've found. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it as a PNG image. Now, I don't want to save it as a PNG image. I don't even know what a PNG image is. All I know is I cannot open PNG images with Photoshop. So I've got to go through a little bit of a process. So I'm going to call it map test. And then I'm going to put that in a handy dandy folder that I put all my nonsense in. All right, so we saved it. Okay, good. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I cannot open that PNG from Photoshop. So what I've got to do is I have got to open it in, I know there's a bit of a hassle, I've got to open it in Paint and then save it as a JPEG. I'm going to see if I have Paint on this computer, and that disappeared. Oh, I sure do. Okay, so here we are opening it, and there is my, oh, that's why we lost the other one. So what I'm going to do, I am going to save this again, save as, and this time I will save it as a JPEG. Now I go to Photoshop. And we're going to open it up. And there we go. So now let's take a look at what we got. So now we can crop all of this away. So we have a little smaller area to work with. All right, now we're going to cut out our first fire marker. And it is a little pixelated, it's not the best image, but... And then we're going to drag that down to our editing software. Oops. And then we'll drag it down. We'll plop it over here. Then we'll get rid of our little Sherman. Get rid of our right Sherman Company, and there it is. So now we'll put this over here if you like, and then just design it any way you like. So we'll add text to it, and we'll go first final. Oops, that's kind of big. And we'll shrink that down a little bit. There we go. And that says Frist. And where? There you go. So this is an example. It's probably not the nicest looking label you've ever seen, but I spent a lot of time on these when I first started doing it, and then we go, okay, now before I print it, I'm going to take this, whoops, I'm going to take this cartridge, and this will be blue on white, to try to match the purple on white. They don't make a purple on white cartridge, but blue on white is pretty close. So, oops, so I'll open this up, take out the other cartridge, buy a new cartridge, hit print. Now, if you notice, this is purple on white, this is black on white. The label is just going to be blue on white. It only does one color printing. So you can hear the machine working. Prints out your little label, and there it is. So, now if you notice, the purple part, the actual counter, is much lighter than the first Final Fire. So you play around with that a little bit. You might want to, in Photoshop, do a color overlay of black so that it, oops, well that didn't work. Anyway, you can play around with it a little bit so it looks a little bit better. So let's see what we can do here, just to get an idea. And then now we should be able to, there you go. You know, clean it up a little bit. It'll be a little bit darker, a little bit better. So now these are my informationals to give you an idea how many endless hours went into this. So this would be, for example, see the first fire, the support weapon first fire is on blue on white. Then you have the fire lane, which is white on green. Then you have encircled, which I tried to match the colors themselves. So encircled would be like it is here, it's black on white. I'll have black on white. The pin is red on white. Prep fire is red on white, even though I think those are orange. I'm colorblind, but I believe those are orange. Desperation morale, blue on white. So look, it came out pretty good. Then you have your acquisitions, your malfunctions. You know, makes it kind of easy to spot stuff. So there you have it. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to tell you something about the cartridges. These cartridges are probably, I got a box full of them. These cartridges are probably $22 or $25 a piece at Staples, which is just too cost prohibitive. You can, I mean, who has that kind of money? You can buy these on eBay, shipped directly from China, which is no doubt coming from the same factory that Staples is getting them from, for probably $6 a cartridge, something like that, and they're shipping them free shipping, and somehow they still arrive within a week. I don't know how they do it. So every time I try to ship something to Canada, it costs me $60. I don't know, but they'll ship you one cartridge, shipping included, for $7. So anyway, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the little video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ever email me. And I'm at dritter3@triad.rr.com. I know one question you're going to have is, do I have the templates saved for all the labels I made? And the answer is no, I did not save them. I wish I had. I'd give them away for free, but I did not. So it's start from scratch time, but at least you have an idea. Oh, one more thing. I find it looks a lot better if you put a little border around the actual text. It just kind of finishes it. So you can try that. I just like it a lot better. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.